approximately 2 weeks before May the 5th, 2015, if memory serves me correctly, a relative opened the front door of my home and found 2 notices taped to it. They were from the sheriff's department telling me to vacate my home by May the 5th, 2015, or be evicted. I ignored the notices, thinking they were put there by pranksters. After all, didn't I have a tax levy giving me until June the 30th, 2015 to pay $2,000 plus? And wasn't I downstairs from very early in the morning when the 2 notices were found? Why didn't the sheriff knock at the door if it was from the sheriff? Pranksters had sent me letters in 2010 and 2012 telling me they had purchased my home and that they were lawyers. Unbeknownst to us, my husband and I had purchased our home from real estate predators, and what should have been a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage with decreasing payments over time was turned into a variable rate mortgage, passed into the hands of different mortgage companies with increased payments and increased tax levies. The amortization schedule was stolen from my home. As I had checked my documents regularly, I noticed that other important papers were steadily disappearing, but I didn't know why. Since important documents, reference books, and other items had recently disappeared from my home, and there was no visible signs of forcible entry, I have concluded that either someone has picked the locks or used master keys to gain access to my home. On May the 5th, 2015, while I was sitting on my front porch, a sheriff's car pulled up in front of my home, and approximately 3 minutes later, a van with 2 Caucasian males pulled up across the street from my home. The sheriff went to speak to the 2 men first and then came to tell me that he had come to evict me. I told him it must be a mistake and offered to show him my tax levy bill with an ending date of June the 30th, 2015. He said he was not interested in my evidence, only the papers that one of the men had. The sheriff ordered me off my porch and I refused to leave. He sent for another sheriff's unit, and another member of the sheriff's department showed up. He told me I would have to leave my porch and not re-enter my home, and I refused to leave. A third unit was sent for with 2 more members of the sheriff's department, and they again ordered me off of my porch. When I still refused to move, I was threatened with central booking. So take me, I said. In the meanwhile, a relative came to talk to me and to persuade me not to go to central booking. I showed her my tax levy paper, and she went to talk to the alleged property purchaser. He told her he had purchased the property in 2013 for taxes, had paid another $20,000 for the home, but would sell it back to me for $42,000. I wanted to laugh at the ridiculousness of the offer. The sheriff said that the alleged new owner could padlock the house and I would not be able to re-enter. I said I would like to go into the house to use the bathroom. The sheriff said no. I insisted I needed to go in and suggested that one of them could accompany me. After a few more times of my insisting and their refusing, one of them was asked to accompany me inside. Over the years, I have heard stories about the coercive activities of the mob and their owning of government officials, even judges. Of course, the truthfulness of these stories were clouded by TV shows and newspaper articles of crime bosses being convicted of this or that misdeed. I have always had my doubts about the validity of these convictions. Now, with the alleged purchaser of my home and the 4 members of the sheriff's department refusing to accept my evidence, but gung-ho to do what this alleged purchaser said, I was reminded of my mob stories that I had previously heard and about their owning the criminal justice system. My brother even came up and offered to give the alleged purchaser $12,000 and to make payments toward the other $42,000, but he was refused.